Jyotsna.
Hi.
So today we'll have a quick chat about art and the current trends that are going on. But before that, could you tell me how do you define art?
So, defining art, I feel it's notoriously difficult because I feel like there is no universal definition for art. Given the context, given the history, given the cultural context, it keeps evolving, it keeps changing. But I still feel that there are a few elements that sort of, bring in some consistency into the definition of art itself. I think first on that would be expression. So art is nothing but a form of human expression. An expression that cannot ordinarily be done by common language. So you require something which is slightly more uplifted, a little more inherent, a little more natural, raw, right? So that for me is one integral part of the definition of art. Second, I would say is creation and skill. To be able to do art, there is some level of skill that's required. And call it skill stroke talent, because talent is inherent. You need not learn, you did not study to become an artist. That said, there is some inherent talent that's required to be able to do it. Like, I would never call myself an artist. I do not have that inherent talent, I feel. Maybe my eyes can spot great art, but I really don't think I'm somebody who can create art in any form. So some inherent skill required there. The third I would say is some kind of aesthetics and sensory experience, right? By aesthetics, I don't necessarily imply that art should be beautiful. Art could be provocative, it could be disturbing, it could be any of this. That said, it needs to appeal, right? So that's the third bit. And then, like I said, the sensory experience. When I, as an audience looking at an art, I need to be able to feel something. I may or may not be able to articulate it, but I need to feel something. So that sensory experience, if that generates something in me, I think it's successful art. And then I would say a little bit of communication and interpretation as well. I feel like art is that communication between the artist and the audience. Again, it doesn't speak a fixed language. It depends on my interpretation as the audience. The same art that appeals to one audience may not appeal to quite another. So it's important to keep all these elements in mind and then see what really connects with you when it comes to definition of art.